Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Um, I'm actually on time today. Look at that. Oh my gosh. um, yeah, so what are we talking about today? Let's see. We were talking a little bit about triggers and the Monday message and how using excitement as your compass. So, um, I just got out of a meditation because apparently my guides were pinging me this morning that they had a message to tell me, but I'm not remembering it in my dreams. So they were like, hello, I need you to sit down so I could actually give you a message. So that was fun. And I did. And I got the message that I needed, which it was just a reconfirmation of some things that they've been saying before. But like every now and again, we'll need a little reminder, right? Like, do you ever feel like you get a message from somewhere and then you know it, right? Like you know what you're supposed to do, you know the things, and like somewhere along the way, you just start to like come away from it a little bit. So it was just like a little hello, like li- uh, mainly what it was just like living your embodied life, actually like fully surrendering. um you know I've been doing a lot of shifting with not only like my programs but like in my internal external world. um and so it's been less about you know bringing people to like successful money wins and more about like actually embodying their true 5D selves to awaken, like so. um there's been a lot going on in the background here, and so sometimes our ego or our past triggers will come up when you start to push against a boundary, and you start to doubt yourself. You start to ask, like, is this really what I'm supposed to do? Because I've been doing this for so long and it's been working, but it's like the reason for the shift is it's much bigger than just me. It's just big. It's bigger than just you, right? Like this is a planetary alignment that we're going into right now. And so um sometimes I have doubts, like, is this going to be taken well? Are people going to think I'm crazy, like when I'm talking about things? So like that's part of a belief system that is outdated that I still get to challenge. So you know if you know Bashar, and Daryl Anka, he's the one that channels Bashar. So I like to listen to some of his stuff because he's, you know, here comes my cat. Here he comes. He knows I'm talking. So I like to listen to some of his things. He's been out there quite a bit lately on different podcasts that I already listened to. But a big thing of what he says is that whatever energy or belief you're holding, like even if it's an unconscious belief, like the universe is going to mirror it back to you. So it's not, you know, judging or deciding for you. It's simply going to reflect the vibration that you're sending out. And it's not because, you know, if you're not following the passion, if you're not following like what you know in your heart of hearts, in your soul, that is your passion, and it's not because like opportunity isn't there. It's because some part of you, and it's usually like your brain, your ego, it believes it's safer to stay where you are, even if it's uncomfortable, because its main thing, your subconscious, is to keep you safe. And so your brain is going to think like this day-to-day life that I'm in, like this 9 to 5, this 3D world, whatever it is, right? This is familiar. Like, we know how to deal with it. We know how to get from point A to B, right? We have our formula. We're always going to do A B C, A B C, A B C. And if I go for unknown right now, like if I peek out of the cave and try to, like, you know, go scrounge for food while there's bears out there, right? Like, I could fail, I could get hurt, I could lose control, but meanwhile out there it could be completely safe, and have all your wildest dreams, and like you could be like super successful and everything's taken care of, but it doesn't think that way. Like, it knows that you've always been safe inside your little cave. So if you stay put, like, it's not because you don't want the change, right? Like, we consciously, we want all the beautiful, greatest things that life has to give us, but your nervous system is going, in your brain, like, it's seeing safety in the sameness, like the stuff that we know, the stuff that we've done for the past like 40 years of our life, depending on your age. um, it it knows that we've survived up until this point. So there's always the what ifs. Like, we're always going to, like, even if we are trying to go towards our passions, if we're trying to step outside of the box, get outside of our comfort zones, like, we're always going to have those what ifs. Everybody does. Like, there's no person out there that doesn't have the fears, that doesn't have the what ifs. And like, say for instance, that you go out and you do the thing that you're scared to do. You go outside of your comfort zone and then it fails, right? And the thing is, like, we put a lot of pressure on failure. We do. Like, it's not actually, like, failure is not necessarily, it really isn't a bad thing, honestly. We perceive it to be a bad thing because of how we perceive other people are going to perceive it, right? And but it's like, actually not really, it's not real failure. It's actually your unconscious fear that is playing out. So if part of you is secretly saying, like, you're gonna fail, blah blah blah, you're not good enough, blah blah blah, and you're feeding into that fear, essentially what your subconscious mind is going to do is play it out in that way. It's going to set things up so that you actually do fail, because that fear is still there. That role, that uh, movie is still playing in the back of your mind, that you are going to fail. So it's going to arrange your outside world and circumstances and events, or like you'll procrastinate or self sabotage. And what this is essentially doing is your unconscious mind, it wants to prove itself right. Like, it's basically saying, see, I told you it wouldn't work out. It's better to play small. Like, stay in your box, dude. So the experience wasn't about the outcome. It was actually your belief in failure being more true than your belief in success. And I'll say that again. Your belief in failure was more true in that moment than your belief in success. So again, it was safer to fail so that you could stay. However, like, I want you to know, like, it doesn't always have to be this way. And these are part of the things that we get to rewire um, together. But just know, like, there's that saying that Henry Ford says, that whether you believe you can or cannot, you're right. Right? Like, because the universe is going to prove you right. Like, either way, you believe you're not good enough, you'll attract proof. You believe you're not meant for something amazing, that'll show up too. Or if you believe you are meant for something amazing, guess what? Like if you believe something is unsafe, you'll subconsciously steer into that reality so you confirm it. So, one of the things that Bashar says is you don't get what you want, you get what you believe is true. So, in a nutshell, your universe, the universe is going to reflect your dominant frequency and not just your thoughts. Like if you're not living from passion, it's it's because you're thinking that safety is better than freedom. And if your passion path fails, again, it's likely fulfilled from a subconscious belief like, I'm not worthy, that success isn't safe. So he does have a formula, and it's basically to live your life from your highest excitement. Um, well, there's five things, right? Like there's five things to the formula, but like the number one thing is to live your life from your highest excitement. And so that's acting on the things that excite you. And yes, in business, there are things that are not exciting, right? Like there's things that I don't want to do that, it's like it's kind of drudging, but is necessary. But if at any given moment, so you choose the option that excites you the most, what feels the most alive or joyful or interesting with no expectation of outcome. So this could even be like small things like a meal. Like, am I going to choose the meal that I know is, good for my body? Or am I going to choose the one that I've never tried before and it's like super exciting, but like maybe portion it a little bit so that it's not very taxing on the system? But like, like maybe having like a little bit of cake or something, right? Like that's exciting. I love cake. So this could even be calling someone you're drawn to, like somebody you haven't talked to in a while, but it's exciting. Like and I'm not saying like call somebody that you're gonna like cheat on your husband with or anything, but like um, something that maybe a connection for a business venture that you just kind of pushed off to the side because you're like, I'm not ready for that, but it's super exciting. Or you could even like take a walk because it lights you up. It's like you don't need like this whole plan. Just follow what excites you right now. Check in with like a big thing is like checking in with your body. Like um, we tend to live outside of our heads out here, and we're not really inside of our body. So when we actually get back inside of our body and we can do what's called muscle testing. So a couple ways that you can do this is just feeling into your gut, because a lot of us, if if you've ever looked up your chart in human design, a lot of us have this uh, solar plexus or sacral centers that are our compass, right? Like so we know like in our gut if something is good for us or not good for us. You can even do I do this with food and supplements is I'll sniff the food or the supplement and I'll put it like right in my belly area, like just underneath my ribs and my solar plexus. And if I lean forward, that's a yes, or if I lean back, that's a no. You can also do like holding things in your hand. Like, did you know that when you tell a lie, your arm is going to go weak? So if you can't even really see me, but like if you have your hand and you say, my name is Jennifer, and then push down, and it doesn't really push down, but you say like, my name is Susan, it's going to push down quite a bit more. So you can muscle test in ways like that. Like, is this truthful to me? Um, um, like if you want to like see external things, if you ever pendulum, if you have a pendulum, and so uh, what I do, and I don't have one anything near me that I can show, but essentially you're taking your pendulum, and as you hold it, it's going to, it's basically going to stay um, centered, right? Like it's just going to sit there and stay centered as you're holding it. And then as you ask a question, um, what I like to do is first when I start it is I'll say, like show me yes, right? Like and it yes for me is basically like a circular thing that goes clockwise from side to side. And then I'll say, show me no. And no just moves straight back and forth. So you can ask questions like that. Is this good for me? Yes or no. So those are a couple things that you can see outside of you. Um, but like it's again like you just follow what seems exciting. All right, we know what seems exciting, and then what we should do. And usually, it's when we think of the shoulds is when we're like, I don't want to do that. So follow what excites you. That's number one. Number two of the formula is to the best of your ability. Like you're not required to go beyond what's possible, just what's possible for you in your current circumstance. Like this means that if you don't have time or money or resources for the big thing, do the small thing that still feels exciting. It's more about consistency, not perfection. I have like one of my clients right now. She's like, um, and this is like just a little preview, but I'm working on a breathwork facilitation course so that I can teach people to be breathwork facilitators. That's what's exciting for me right now. That and, um, bringing people onto their ascension path. So I have a client, like she's so super excited for this program to come out. And, but it's not ready yet, right? Like, so until then, like, um, she's like she keeps poking in, and I know that she's like super excited about it, but it's about I don't even know where I was going with this, but like she's so super excited about it, and I just love it. And so she gets to do like little small things up until the big exciting thing comes in. Um, and then so number three is with zero insistence or expectation. So letting go of how it should look. Like your job is to follow the excitement, not to control what it leads to or how it's done. And this is the biggest thing that our brains like think that they need to help us with. Um, and so also the biggest thing that holds us back, because if we are going towards a goal, going towards a thing, and it's not showing up in the timeline that we set forth, it's not showing up in the way that we want it. Like we had all this faith and trust that we were going to win the lottery tomorrow, and guess what? We didn't. Like, it's kind of like a downer on the system, right? It's like told you you couldn't do it, right? Like, let go of how it should look. We get so blinded and focused by this path that we have to have it in this way at this time. And so what we do when we do that is essentially it's putting the blinders on the horse. The horse can't see outside of the blinders, right? Like it can't see all the things that are around it out here. It is focused on the path. Well, guess what? We do that with ourselves too. Like we only see things in this way, in this little, like it's like a toilet paper roll tube or whatever. Like you can't see, it's foveal. All these possibilities we have access to, all these possibilities out here, but we simply cannot see them when we're so focused on the thing and how we get it and when we should get it and how it should look. So don't control what it leads to. Don't control the outcome. don't control of how it should look, right? Your passion is the compass, not the map. Your highest self can see paths and shortcuts that you can't. And when you try to force the outcomes, basically you're going to block the magic and the messages and the other possibilities. And then number 4 is you're going to act like there until there's nothing left to act on. And sorry, I think I said this was a five step thing, but it's actually 4. But I had to have notes. But you'll act and keep acting on it until it just naturally ends. Like, follow every thread of excitement until it naturally ends. And that's kind of like what I did. Like, I followed the thread of excitement with, you know, just simply doing hypnosis. And then I found breath work. And then I found, root cause coaching. And then I was coaching people on, like being the most successful person they can be. And then I got this other thread, like to teach people how to do breath work. And this other thread that's, to teach people how to ascend and be their 5D self. So it's like, even if this leads to something completely unexpected, like, if the excitement fades, don't keep forcing it. We don't have to keep drudging on if the excitement's no longer there, right? Because we can always change directions. Even if we go in like something totally freaking flops, we can always change directions and do something else. So ask yourself, what is my next most exciting step right now? And the reason why this works is because excitement is actually a signal, it's a message from your highest self. And when you follow it, not only are you aligning with your true path, but you're showing your highest self that you're surrendering, that you're trusting, that you can continue to send me messages. Your intuition's going to open up. Like, you'll expand on your gifts. A lot of my clients are finding their clairs, right? Like their clairvoyance, clairaudience, cognizance. So as they open themselves up more to this world, they are, more trusting in their abilities, and more things are opening up for them. So they're opening the doors for synchronicity. They're going to collapse timelines that don't serve them anymore. They get to jump onto a timeline that is better for them. So I know, like, a lot of people think, if I follow my excitement, I always feel good, and I won't do the things that don't feel good, right? Like, I won't be disciplined to make the sales calls or the follow-up or whatever, right? But in reality, what following your passion, it actually may surface some limiting beliefs, and that's a good thing. It's part of the path of clearing out what's not aligned anymore. And so if fear or doubt shows up, it's not actually a sign to stop, right? Like, it's a sign you're moving into deeper alignment, and you're starting to shed those false identities. So when you can actually test a belief system. And so what timeline testing for belief clearing is like, when you're unsure that your belief is like blocking your manifestation, you can say something like, can I achieve this in 20 years, right? And most people will say safe, because like, if they'll say most people will say yes because it feels safe, like it feels far away, like surely in 20 years I can achieve all the things I've been saying that. And then you'll start to move it closer. Can I manifest this in 10 years? And it still might likely be a yes, but you might start to feel like this little bit twinge of like hesitation. And then you can keep going, like, can I manifest this in 5 years, 3 years, 1 year? And as the resistance starts to creep in, like, you'll find a subconscious limit. And when you say things like, can I manifest this in 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, and you start to feel that twinge of doubt and tightening and fear of like, no freaking way I can do that. That's the edge of your current belief system. And so your subconscious beliefs are going to create your timeline. Like, the faster something feels possible, the less resistance you're going to hold around it. And so hesitation is actually a frequency misalignment. And so you treat that, it's like a breadcrumb, right? Like, this is to your inner programming. And so when you find that hesitation, like, acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. I feel resistance about having this in the next 6, 3, whatever months. And then ask, like, what do I believe would happen if I had this right now? Or what fear or identity is trying to protect me? And then clear it. Like, um, again, like, these are tools that I use. Like, you can use compassion key, like inner child work. You can use tapping, hypnosis, breath work, like, to clear it out. Like, or even like scripting, like journaling the opposite being true. And so this, you know, you can flip the timeline. It's try saying out loud, like, this or something better can come to me quickly with ease and alignment. And notice if your body tenses or your mind argues with you. And that's your cue to soften and breathe through it and rewire on it. So, again, like, excitement is your compass. Like, triggers. So you're going to have triggers, with things that are going to come up as far as like your belief system and your boundaries. And so essentially what triggers are they're little messages or pings. Like, they're things that you get to clean up. So when you act on your highest excitement, and even if it seems like small or irrational, like just choosing what you want to eat, like, you will activate your true path just by doing these little small things. And remember, like, with anything, consistency is key. So you are activating your true path. And the thing is, like, as you raise your vibration, anything that doesn't match will rise to the surface. So again, they're going to come up so that you're able to clear them. So things like doubt and fear and old patterns and like emotions and discomfort and resistance and guilt and shame, like, these aren't signs that you're doing something wrong. Like, it just means that you're pushing up against the boundary. You're actually doing something right. And it's like when you turn the lights on in the attic, like, you start to see all the dust and the cobwebs, right? So that feeling, it always comes from a belief. Like, nothing has meaning except the meaning that you give to it. And that's another thing that Bashar says. But if you're feeling like anxious or blocked or sad or overwhelmed, it's not necessarily the situation that's causing it. It's the belief, the thought you're having about it, that you hold about it. So things like, what if I fail? What if people laugh at me or judge me? Or I'm not worthy of this level of, success or joy. Or if I receive too much, it'll be taken away. I'll be punished. I'll be abandoned, right? Like, when you realize the feeling is just a messenger, you'll stop resisting. And so, again, just notice, like, without judgment, these things. Notice the trigger, like, oh, I'm feeling tension around this right now, right? And then you can ask, like, what would I have to believe for this feeling to make sense? And you can challenge it. Like, is this my belief? Is this actually is this actually true? Is this serving me in this moment? And you can replace it with one that matches your excitement. Like, it's safe to be fully seen in my joy, or my expansion helps others rise. So, acting on your assignment, and I love this analogy, but like, it's like running like a spiritual antivirus software, because I equate a lot of these like beliefs as programs, like a virus, computer virus. And so this spiritual antivirus software is not only going to download upgrades like joy and alignment and inspiration, but it also finds and deletes the old viruses, the limiting beliefs that we didn't know were still in our system. So, darkness, like, we think about, all these things outside of us, these things that are circumstances, or like negative beings or entities and whatever, right? Like, the darkness showed you where the light is within you. They were necessary. We needed contrast, right? Like, all of these challenges and betrayals and fears, like, they're not proof of your weakness. Like, it's actually the pressure that we needed to go through to reveal our diamond, our light, right? Like, darkness isn't the enemy. It's actually just it's the backdrop. Like, when you look at a candle, you focus on the candle and the light that the candle gives. And when it's dark behind it, guess what? You see that candle very well. My bunny is just wreaking havoc over here. But, darkness isn't the enemy. Without contrast, you wouldn't know what you are. Without resistance, you wouldn't grow into what you came here to be, right? Like, when something dark appears, like a person, a situation, a circumstance, a feeling, like, it's not here to punish you. It's here for you to learn from it, to awaken you. So just know, like, you needed these things. They were necessary. And yes, you're going to reflect things so that you can learn from them. Like, whatever is going on inside of you, you're going to mirror it out to like, your inner world is going to mirror out into your outer world. So that could be people, situations, circumstance, like people ignoring you. It might reflect a part of you that maybe ignores your own truth, or someone manipulating you. It might reflect your fear of being out of control, or people judging you. It's a big one. A lot of people feel judged. Someone judging you might reflect your own internal criticism. Like, where am I not, like, fully trusting myself, right? And it's not to, like, blame or shame yourself, right? Like, when you take ownership of these things, the power is actually returning to you. You're taking your power back, because we give a lot of our power away by like seeing these external validations, or seeing that people are higher than us, or that we have to achieve the things outside of us in order to feel whole, when in actuality, once we come inside and find our light, see our light inside, see the true beings that we are and how much power we actually have, then we start to reflect that out to the world. So when you run up against, darkness or limitation or whatever, like, maybe try looking at it in a different way. Like, thank you. Thank you for showing up and showing me what I'm ready to heal. Thank you, mirror, for revealing what I'm ready to reclaim. And so, if you continue to fight for your limitations, guess what? You're going to keep them. But when you start to change the wording on this, the script behind it, like, that's when things start to show up for you in a different way. So don't fight for, like, this is how I am, or I can't because, or, like, this always happens to me, and or I'm not ready, I'm too busy, don't have enough money, too broken, right? Like you're you're starting to describe, you're not just describing reality, right? Like you're defending this very box that you want to escape from. So your unconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It takes those limitations as commands. It's going to rearrange your thoughts and your actions and your opportunities to prove you right. Again, it's going to prove you right. So instead of, like, because, limitations, they actually give you something, like with the safety piece, like it could be like your subconscious is saying that if I don't try, I can't fail, right? Or your identity, like the pain is familiar, so I know who I am in it. Or when it comes to control, like if I assume the worst, I won't be surprised. That's a big one I used to do. Like glass half empty, right? Like I assume the worst will happen, so I won't be disappointed. But at some point, that limitation, it becomes a cage. And your higher self is like, hello, like the door's open. Come on, you can just come out of the cage, dude. But it's like, we don't know that. So instead of saying, like, I've always been like this, right? Try asking, what if that's not true anymore? Who would I be if I didn't believe this? So I went kind of all over the place with this one, but it's really good, like to see like how you can start to reframe these things in your mind and challenge your beliefs, because again, like they're old, they're outdated, they're probably not even ours, right? Like these are things that we were taught from our caregivers, from peers. So start to notice this stuff, start to think about it. So I hope this was helpful for y'all. I went a little bit longer. That being said, Saturday we are doing another healing day activation class. This is a little bit of a mixture between the 9D breath work, some energy healing, hypnotic affirmations. I'm doing a down regulation this time, so a lot of the ones that I do for the free events are kind of like the heavy activated breathing, which releases a lot of old stuck emotions, but this one's a lot more gentle, a lot more grounding. Um, Down, it's called down regulation breath work, and so this is going to really bring your nervous system back down, and also we're new moon in if I can remember. I know. I think it's like Libra, no, maybe. I don't know, but y'all can tell me. I just read things on the internet, and like I'm not very versed in astrology, but like whatever's going on right now cosmically is really asking us to soften right now, and it's also a big like great manifestation time. It's also a lot of things that we're going to be connecting more with people and softening. And I believe like Mars has something to do with like taking action on that. So this is where like a lot of people like start to get into relationships and fall in love and find their soulmates, which is so beautiful. And um, it's also asking us to soften ourselves, like compassion towards ourselves, compassion towards others. Actually, finding this person that gets to share our space with us, and or if there is already somebody there, to deepening that connection. So, this is the perfect time for a down regulation, and really softening yourself and taking it easy on yourself. So I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are joining me because, again, it's a free offering that I offer my community. That I will drop the link for in the chat so that you can sign up. It is this Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, that's all I got on the menu for today. I feel like, I mean, all I got, but I went 40 minutes here. But I hope to see you guys on Saturday, playing for like about an hour and a half with the shares that come afterwards. But yeah, I love you all. I hope you have an amazing week, and I hope to see you on Saturday. Have, again, an amazing week and amazing rest of your day. Bye now.